Hello everybody, Mr. Happy here, and welcome to Final Fantasy XIV or Realm Reborn 101, episode 13, I believe it is, already losing track. But today we're going to talk about the 5 basic abilities that the Black Mage gets. It's going to be a very short video, and I have a lot of videos coming out this week, so I hope you're ready for a lot of information. The abilities are very interesting, and these were donated to me by a fellow player by the name of Epical Cataclysm. If you ever see him on Excalibur or potentially in the future Hyperion, make sure to give him a shout out, say it's from me. He's been very supportive of my page. So before I go any further, let me just say that this video is in no way a breach of the non-disclosure agreement currently placed on Final Fantasy XIV or Realm Reborn. We are not allowed to show audio or video, so I will be using screenshots to show you, and Epical has provided me 5 very good screenshots, and I cannot wait to get to them. So let's just jump right in. Let me just change my scene real quick. Here we go. That's not the right one. Screen just went black there for a second. It's okay. We're going to keep going. We're going to keep it flowing. Okay, so as you can see here, we have the action and traits menu, you have general actions, traits, and finally the job tab is open. If in case you remember, action and traits were what your basic class had, in this case the thaumaturge, and now we're going to focus on Black Mage, which if you watch my job video on episode 11, then you'll know exactly how that works, how to equip your job and what the differences are. And but anyway, let's just jump right in. First ability we have here is Convert. Now a lot of you Red Mage fans, I know you're already like, oh no, they're giving Black Mage Convert. Hold on. So the cast is instant. It's got a recast of 3 minutes, and it costs 333 of your HP, which we'd expect from Convert. Most Final Fantasy XI fans would. And it sacrifices 20% of your maximum HP. So that number is actually not static. That number currently just represents 20% of his maximum HP to restore 30% of your MP. So he's got 1665. So 20% of I don't know, 10% of whatever. It does 10% more than that in mana. So it's basically trade HP for mana. Very simple. It's to help you. It's to help keep you in the flow. But I don't know how it's going to play with the whole Astral Fire, Umbral Ice thing. That's going to have to be tested, and I can't get to that quite yet. This cannot be executed when your current HP is lower than 20%. That is because you would die if that actually worked. So it's never going to let you do that. However, you can bring yourself down to 1% HP if you're not careful. So be careful with this one. So let's move on to the next one. Next we have Freeze. This has a cast time of 3.5 seconds, but with a recast of 2.5, and it costs 532 MP. Keep in mind he's got 3600 MP, so that is a lot. This covers a designated area in ice, dealing ice damage with a potency of 20 and binding enemies that enter. So as you can see, Freeze is not really a damage ability. I mean, that pretty much goes to say with Blizzard and Blizzard 2. While they do have similar damage potencies to Fire, the ice form is always for utility and mana regen and things like that. So this has a 15-second bind that occurs, and keep in mind that you designate where the freeze will be cast. It's a placement spell, so you can basically do a giant AoE bind with freeze, and since it's got a not too long of a cast time, it's definitely going to be a crazy good ability, especially for crowd control in end game raids. So next, let's jump into, by the way, the radius is 5 yards, just so you know, 5 yalms as they like to say. Now we have Apocatastasis. Sure, why not? It's a cast ability with a recast of 2 minutes. It increases a Disciple of War or Magic party member's resistance to fire, ice, and lightning by 30% for 12 seconds. This is a defensive cooldown. Black mages are bringing utilities to the tanks as well. If somebody has to take a big damage ability, this is going to be a massive help. Of course, you could always cast it on yourself, but unless it says, no, cannot be cast on self. Good thing I read that before I went any further. Cannot be reused on an individual for 60 seconds from when the effect wears off. Keep in mind that the effect only lasts 12 seconds. This just means that multiple Black Mages can't cast it on the same person within a short period of time. Can't cast it on yourself, so if maybe 2 Black Mages wanted to trade it when they were desperate, that would work. Next you have Mana Wall. Creates a barrier that nullifies 2 physical attacks. Now that's very interesting. It's a 2-minute cooldown, lasts 60 seconds or until you get hit twice. And that's pretty interesting because that seems like it's going to be more of a PvP ability for keeping you alive against the physical damage dealers that really get in close to you and hit you a lot. I don't know how much 2 physical attacks is really worth, but you know what? In the end game, there might be certain times where Black Mage is getting hit, he's getting physically hit, and this might save your butt. And finally, you have Flair. Flair deals fire damage with a potency of 260 to a target and the enemies near it. So essentially it's like Fire 2, except it hits for 160 more potency. In case you don't remember, Fire 2 was 100 potency. This is 260. Now, not only that, this automatically grants you all 3 stacks of Astral Fire 3. However, in case you didn't notice, it also costs 100% of your mana. It costs every little bit of mana you have. So that means when you cast this ability, I don't know, maybe if you convert right afterwards, it'll be worth it, but we really have to see how the math works. Now, I know some of you are thinking, wait, I don't see burst on here. Well, keep in mind, these are only 5 of the potentially between, 6 to 8 abilities that Black Mage is going to have. The rest of them are going to be unlocked at release through job quests, similar to how these will be unlocked, but there will just be a few more of them. So keep in mind that these are not all the abilities Black Mage is going to have, but it's a good way of getting an idea of the abilities they're going to gain on top of their regular kit. Now, if you like this video, please like, favorite, subscribe, and share, especially if you have a friend who's looking at Black Mage. He doesn't really know what the difference is between Thaumaturge and Black Mage. This is the difference. There's a lot more utility as well as self-sustain and things like that. It's a bunch of really cool stuff, so I'm really looking forward to getting my hands on it. Keep in mind, my Black Mage is not 50 on my legacy character, so I won't get to try it, but eventually we'll get around to it, or I think my friend maybe can donate some more screenshots, some fun stuff. So anyway, also check out my Facebook page at www.facebook.com/MrHappy1227. You can go there, ask me any kind of questions, request videos. I'm going to be covering a lot of stuff this weekend because there were a lot of questions. So hopefully you guys will come by, join the community, and hopefully you can learn what you need to learn, and we can all enjoy Final Fantasy 14 together. Stay tuned. We got a lot more information coming this